Okay, here's how you do the perfect hard-boiled eggs. What does that mean? It means that the eggs are fully cooked all the way through, both yolk and white, but they're not runny in any way, shape or form, which means you can mash them up and turn it into an egg salad or put it into sandwiches or salads. Delicious things, but you want to cook them right. Okay, this is how you do it. They need to be in cold water, you bring it to a boil, and once that starts to simmer with the eggs inside the pot, you cook it for 8 minutes exactly. Okay, so I've got my eggs in here. You can see the bubbles starting to form on the bottom of the pan. Once they come up and start breaking the surface, that's when you start your timer. There we go. It's going to run for 8 minutes, and then we pull them out and just let them cool down. Once they're cool, of course, you can do with them whatever you want. What you don't want to happen is to overcook the egg, because what happens once you overcook the egg is the egg white and the egg yolk become very hard and rubbery. The egg yolk will start to sort of go greenish, greyish colour, and that means that it's going to get this sort of overcooked egg flavour, which you don't want, okay? Now, here's a little chefy tip for you. Sometimes in restaurants, we want to get that egg yolk perfectly centred in the middle of a boiled egg. The way you do that is you just stir them. So while they're cooking, you have to stand here for all 8 minutes and stir them. You know, as long as you stir them once every minute or so, you're going to end up with the egg yolk being perfectly centred. You know, sometimes you get a boiled egg and the egg yolk's on the side. That won't happen if you do this. There it is. They've been in for exactly 8 minutes, so it's time to get them out of the water. Okay. Now, of course, there's a million ways to hard boil an egg. You can cook them for 7 minutes and then just turn that off and let them cool down in the water. You can put them into warm water, you can put them into cold water. There's a million different ways to do it, okay? So what I'm going to do is get a knife, and just for the interest of showing you what it is, I'm going to cut right through it. And look at that. Perfectly cooked hard-boiled egg. So the yolk is cooked all the way through. If you'll notice here around the where the white meets the yolk, it's still beautiful and yellow in colour and white in colour. Now let me show you what happens if you overcook an egg. I put these ones in for 12 to 15 minutes, and I'm going to cut through this, and you'll see what happens here is you start to get this greyish kind of discoloration, which is actually, see the colour of that yolk? It's the sulphur build-up that comes out of the egg white and the iron that comes out of the egg yolk. It's a little bit technical, but you end up with this sort of eggy flavour and this grey colour, which nobody likes the look of. Where, if you dig out the yolk on this guy, it's going to be beautiful and yellow the whole way through. Perfect. Okay, so now you know how to cook a hard-boiled egg and you know how to cook a soft-boiled egg.